Well, good morning guys, welcome to the channel. I reckon, are 2 days from finishing harvest. So in the last video we just finished up all the organic wheat that was here at the development block. So there was about 300 odd hectares of that. Now I think the video before that, or whenever it was before that, we had started on the durum here at the development block, and we got through roughly half of that, so nearly 250 hectares of that, and then it just started getting too green. It was we had a rejected load. It went to town. They wouldn't take it because it was too wet, and so then we had to put it in the side. Anyway, then there's a lot of mucking around, but that's when we decided to go do the organic stuff, and we got that all done in about 3 days, which is great. A bit slow with the rocks and things, but with the two headers it makes a massive difference getting over it. Now I'm just about to take this mother bin further down the paddock, and then I'll probably be actually taking the other mother bin even further. So we're going to spread the mother bins out a little bit, because we are getting over it fairly quickly. So I think things are looking a lot better now when there's only 2 days to go. There's virtually been very, very minimal breakdowns. It's just little stuff that isn't that much trouble, but yeah, the headers are all behaving like they should, like we expected them to. But we'll get into this. We'll take this down the paddock and get set up, and then we're going to get harvesting. Well, got this one positioned where it needs to be, I hope. It's sort of on the top of this crest. The camera never really does it justice, but it's on the top of this little hill here, or a ridge, and the idea is that when the trucks come through and load up, there'll be a downhill run while they're getting up the gears. So that's the plan there. This seemed to work well last year, so we'll do it again. Well, it's still dusty, that's for sure, but it's I think it's going to be dry enough, so that's good. We'll be able to hook in, get this last 200 or so, 250 baby hectares done. So yeah, then we'll be all done. Now, might be able to see here, there used to be a windmill here, and those that follow along fairly closely will know one time I came down here to spray and the top of the windmill had fallen off, which means I only had enough water that was in the tank to spray with, which got me through. But we've been waiting to get a solar pump to replace that windmill, and it might be happening tomorrow. So the bore's just there, the little bore casing, and then there's just a bit of scrap metal and the bits of the old windmill and that there that will get tidied up at a later date. So yeah, that'll be exciting. while we're here, these silos, it's actually been so great to have them here working. Power's hooked up, the aerators are all working, because all the organic stuff is in these two silos. So there's about, I think they're about 289 tonne each. So yeah, roughly, you never really get all of that in there. Depends how the grain weighs and all that too. But there's there's probably 560 tonne, and plus there's about 12 tonne left over that's had to go in one of the little silos over there. But yes, these aerators, so good just to get the heat out of the grain when you're first storing it. So you got your harvest heat, with the grain obviously being in the sun. There's a bit of warmth. There's also the weeds, particularly with the organic stuff. There's weed seeds and bits of weeds that mix in with the grain, and they've got moisture in them. And yeah, just airing that all out, getting it all nice, means should be able to store that for as long as we need to. Yeah, and it is reasonably good protein, so we should have a decent amount of bargaining power with this stuff, because this year with the wet weather and that, there is quite a lot of low protein organic wheat. And with organic wheat in particular, if you're going for milling, protein is absolutely important. So you can't really mill anything that's low in protein, so it doesn't make very good bread. So that all ends up having to go to animal feed, but protein is good, so we're happy. Well, I'm going to head off and do a little bit of spraying at the lease block, and yeah, there's a good chance I'm going to miss out on a fair bit of the last couple of days of harvest, but that's just how it is. Well, we're back at the development block. I've done a little bit of spraying, but tonight's probably the last night for dinner time, and at harvest that is, because we're probably going to be finishing tomorrow sometime in the afternoon. So perfect opportunity for a bit of pizza with everybody. So I've got Brad's header there, that's down. Josiah's here. Phil's working his way down, hurrying up, trying to get to the pizza. Dad's going really quick in the excavator there. And we've got Johnny coming down in the other chasey bin, I believe. But yeah, got all the family, a few of the kids here. So we'll see if we can enjoy ourselves. Well, it's a lovely evening, absolutely beautiful. Maybe a little bit more wind would be good to blow the dust away, but it's just pleasant. So it looks like, I think the grain receivers in town are going to shut at 9. So yeah, we won't be able to go too late, can't keep the grain away. Everything's going very well here. There's probably about 100 hectares left to go here of the durum. So yeah, definitely a very high possibility that it'll be finished tomorrow. So that will be very good. I'm going to do a little bit more spraying in the morning, and then I might be back here in the afternoon, just to see. And obviously when it's finished up, it's always good to have a few bodies on deck to move things, take mother bins back and all that sort of thing. So yeah, there'll be a bit happening there. Well, I've just taken over from Brad a little bit on header number 2, and There was a little tiny breeze, and well, I guess there still is a little tiny breeze, but it's blowing straight onto me. So what we've done is I've just sped up a bit, and so I'm right behind Phil. That way I'm keeping out of his dust, because yeah, if I slow down I basically can't see a thing. So we might end up just splitting, so we're not so close together, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Well, the tables have turned a little bit. I'm in front now, but yeah, it actually works pretty well to keep out of the dust, because even if you're 300 metres behind or a few runs over, the dust still is just lingering. So yeah, it's working not too bad. So I've probably only got another, maybe an up and a back, and then we've just got to fill up the Coolerman. Both mother bins are full. There'll probably be a little bit left in the red chaser bin, so yeah, we'll just call it a night then. I think it's nearly 10 o'clock, so yeah, not going too late tonight. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the morning. I think I'm going to have to cover for Phil for a bit. He's got something else to do in the morning, and I will be on the header for a couple of hours while he sorts that out. And yeah, we'll only have maybe 80 or 90 hectares to do in the morning. I think it'll all be done. Well guys, it's a lovely morning. We're just heading down to the headers. I've got the little old 9G tractor here, and we are going to fill them up with fuel, hopefully for the last time on our harvest anyway. So there is some neighbours that we offer to help out after we've finished our own, and they might take us up on the offer, they might not, we don't know, but so there still might be harvesting to do, but for our own stuff, hopefully today's the day. Just about to get going. Did notice something briefly, so it's all been blown down and everything, but there is a gap under the center draper belt that shouldn't be there, and what it is there's a plastic plate or cover that goes underneath, and it's missing. So I think it was last harvest I had to yeah, fly the drone to try and find it, and I did find it, so that's what I'm going to be doing now. I think Phil's back, so I'm probably going to have to hop off and go spraying again, but looks like the solar panels are up over there already. And yeah, I don't know, I thought it would take longer than that, but it's looking pretty good. Well, it is afternoon and a little bit's been happening, and I haven't really recorded it because I'm slack, but we do have a solar panel up. Now there is just some, we need a couple of other bits and bobs to yeah, finish that job off, but we did have a little bit of an issue with header number 2. It had a vibration in it, and found out it's most likely the rotor belt drive, and we sort of need to take it up to the hill and fix it properly. It's needs a bit of attention. It's not, I don't think it's a big job, so it's not a major issue, but we're just going to run it for the last bit of the harvest. And I think we've only got about 30 hectares left maybe, and everything's full. So both mother bins are full, headers are full, chase bins are full, and yeah, we're just waiting on the trucks. So I think Brad and Phil have pulled up under a tree here, and yeah, we may, hopefully the trucks come soon, or we'll be going into the night with a job that we should have finished at about 3 o'clock. But anyway, that's the way it is sometimes. Hopefully we can get this done today. Won't be long until we're done. Oh, it is very dusty though. Oh, and there's been like a 40km/h wind all day, so it's just been pretty intense. But it's only been, I think, 35 degrees Celsius, but yeah, that's as hot as we've had for quite some time. So usually by this stage we would have had a few 40-degree days and even over that. But yeah, it's just been very mild coming into this summer, which has been quite nice. But I think it's going to be filled to do the last strip. That is the last chaser bin run for our own crop, that is, at least. I think Phil's bag's the last run by the looks of that. He's turning around. Very exciting commentary here. Well, there it is, the last strip of harvest 2022. All done. Well, there's probably going to be a fair bit of moving stuff, fiddling around, this and that, but we'll probably leave the video there for now, and we'll catch you in the next one.